Well, hello, everybody. Welcome in to a late edition of Huskers Live. But technical difficulties were solved for me about an hour and a half before the show. And I was rejoicing because I was really confused at what we were going to do otherwise because the camera was not working. But we are here. Shout out to the people who hung out with me in the chat while I tried to figure out my camera problems for 30 minutes yesterday. Pitts Knight, Bone Lead, and a bunch of other people. We chopped it up in the chat for about 30 minutes with no live stream. So we had a good time, nonetheless, while we talked through a little bit of my technical difficulties. But it was fun. So hope everybody tunes in today. If you are new here, please consider liking the stream, subscribing to the channel for all the latest and greatest in Husker football. We're going to break down the Michigan loss as well as look ahead to the rest of the season. I'm also going to dive into some of the, what I want to do is I want to paint a picture for y'all. And I'm gonna kind of break down some of the offensive film from some of the first few drives from the All-22 film and kind of paint a picture of what we're talking about when it comes to Dylan Raiola's criticism and why some of it is warranted, why a lot of it isn't. Because you look at numbers like PFF. First off, Brian, what am I doing? I'm diving into my soapbox here. I didn't even introduce you. How you doing, man? Thank you for joining me.
I'm here. I'm alive. I'm a functioning adult right now.
My camera knew that you weren't going to be here yesterday, apparently, and it's just like, no, we're good. We're going to wait. But yeah, I appreciate you joining because I told you absolutely did not have to because I knew you worked a long day yesterday, so you absolutely didn't have to. So thank you for joining, everybody. Brian had a long day yesterday, and I told him he didn't have to come, but he came anyways because he likes to hang out with us. So.
Yeah, 15-hour day or 15 and a half technically. But
could have been longer. Could have been longer. Yeah, you'll find your way. Don't worry. How you feeling though about the game overall?
I think the score is not indicative of what happened on that field.
You think Michigan got it by more?
In a way,
yeah.
That the first two drives you had a chance to jump on Michigan early, right? Your opening drive, even if you kick the field goal, you get 3 points. Then you miss a field goal on the second drive after that. That was when they forced that fumble, right? They shake the punt.
Yes.
And then we got tremendous field position. So you kind of come up empty on those possessions, which I think if Nebraska gets 2 scores early, maybe you kind of get that momentum. It seemed like not getting those scores kind of deflated them a little bit, and then Michigan got up 10-0, and those 10-0, like they're up 10-0, and then I think 20-10 or 30-20.
30-20.
It felt a lot more than 10 points, if you know what I mean.
It felt like 10 points with all the wind sucked out of the sails.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, because like innately there were opportunities there where you felt like when those couple passes where Underwood put up some pretty good balls on that one drive and they went off the receiver's hands, or they were that close to scoring 2 on a couple of those drives, like yeah, they left a lot out there. Nebraska did too, which is why it's hard to say that, but at the same time I feel the same way. Like I feel like both teams left a lot out there.
Yeah. But
again, I think the way I broke it down in the post game was that Michigan, or tweeted after the game, Michigan was just a team that you can tell has been there and done that. And the reason why I could tell on the film was the individual efforts defensively. And the team defense really is what shined for Michigan and really what was able to keep. I mean, because I'm telling you, Nebraska's this close to breaking a few of those plays or making the right throw and being able to get more yards. But again, there's a lot of context to this. And that's why I'm going to get into some of the film. The PFF shows, hey, here's a grade based on what we saw in each individual throw. Was that the best throw that this quarterback could have made on that in particular play? And if not, it's going to grade him based on that. Was the throw a good throw? Was it accurate? Was it turnover worthy? Was there a better throw to be made on the field? Right. But that also doesn't take into account sometimes when there's a better throw to be made on the field, but the left side of the line is blown back into your face. Yeah. You can't see the left side of the field, to see that there's a wide open running back in the flats, like that that's the eye test. That's what this doesn't take into account. And, the Big Ten huddle's been getting a lot of heat, and I understand to an extent. JR, the guy who runs the huddle, is a good friend of mine, like from back before he even ran the huddle. Sorry, I echoed, but yeah, I think we're good. It was like one word, but we're good. And then he goes to his quarterback rankings, but he used a lot of data points. And I told him, with all due respect, you have no idea what you're watching, because again, these data points only tell part of the story. And trying to do a power rankings based on two different data sets that tell two different pictures, like, this is the problem I have with a lot of the media, the internet personality, because it's like we all have access to the same information, right? And a lot of people use the most easily accessible information to us. They may pay, some behind like an $8 paywall, like a PFF or something like that. But then how they interpret that information is totally up to them. And nobody can sit there and tell them otherwise, because I'm like, well, the data says, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, there's a reason why that doesn't tell the whole story. And that's what I'm going to dive into a little bit here today. So let me go ahead and pull. Brian, what you want to elaborate on that too?
Even with data, I've always, especially like even in my actual job, like data tells the story, but you have to get eyes on what that data is telling you for you to interpret it. Maybe not correctly, but
use the two
with more information and more accurate information, right? Like at my job, I'll send a number. I'm like, this is what the data shows me, but actually it's a lot better than it looks, or it's worse than it looks because of X, Y, and Z. And it's the same here. I'm sure when we look at some of the offensive line play, like I think Justin Evans in the video I did today, his pass blocking grade was like an 82.4, something like that, which is really, really good. I'm sure you're going to see some things that maybe say, okay, maybe it wasn't as good as an 82.4, or maybe he made a call at the line of scrimmage that was wrong, and as a result, they slid their protection the wrong way or whatever, right? And that affected Gunnar Gatula, who gave up a pressure on that play. Like there's so many variables within said data. So you can't just rely 100% on what this mystery data states.
Correct. Yeah, you got to use the two. For instance, the PFF data showed that the short part of the field has been a big problem, based on the passing depth metric. Well, we see a lot of why. Yeah, that I'm able to look at that number, and then I'm going to look on the film and say, like, okay, where was the short passes? Where was the correct throw that they're saying that wasn't those short passes? And I can pull that data down to just the short passes between the 0 to 9 yards. Like, okay, that was 9 yards or less. Okay, I know that falls into this category. So data can be used to kind of help you really fixate. Like, for instance, like when I initially watch film, what I'll go do is I'll look for the highest plays that change the trajectory, and I'll kind of look at those first, just to kind of break those down, and then I'll kind of go through each individual play after that. Let's see, what time do we play Saturday? Is 12
this week
or 11 Cali time? Yeah, you talking about next weekend? Yes,
2:30
next weekend. Yeah, so
that'd be 10:30 Cali time.
Yeah, because I think because it's 4 o'clock in Arizona. I think Cali's an hour difference, if I'm not mistaken. Or I think Cali's the same time as me right now. I think we're the same. We don't have daylight savings. When is daylight savings?
Dude, I have no idea. I
just know when everybody moves, when everybody around me moves, and then I'm like saying time zone to everybody, like, hold on, what are you talking about? That's not right. I'm like, y'all must have changed times, because in Arizona we don't do that.
My reminder is I wake up and I'm like, oh man, it's 6 o'clock. I look at the clock. I'm like, no, it's actually 5.
It's 5. Let's pull this up here. All right. So I'm going to break down and this is kind of a little casual breakdown here, but I got a lot of plays listed, but they're kind of going to be consecutive, right? Because there's certain things that I want to break down in kind of context here. Let me see if I can get my mouse cursor. Actually, you can't see. Why is my mouse cursor is huge on my screen, but it's so tiny on this one.
But I can see it.
I don't know why. That's going to be frustrating. It's usually bigger. Let me see. Nope, that doesn't help at all. All right, cool. Whatever. All right. What I want to show you here is this is about just the kind of the overall pocket presence. And are you able to see that pretty well on the screen?
Video? Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Not too small. Okay, cool. All right. So here's where the pocket's going to collapse around Raiola in this, right? And they're rushing C4, but look at the edges. Right now, right here, right? This is where Raiola needs to kind of step up as soon as those edges start collapsing. This is kind of what we're talking about, just this is one of those things that's easily fixable for him. And we're talking about the things that can easily be fixed. CJ Stroud learned this early on, weeks 1 and 2 weeks into the NFL season of his rookie year. He started talking about stepping up in the pocket, stepping around, getting to your spots before the defenders get there. Sometimes I just think he's trying to make a little too much happen because he's putting too much of the team on his back. And I want him to get a little bit more trustworthy of some of his teammates making individual plays because of the talent that we have. So right there, there's an option to step up here and create some space. But again, I mean, really outside of this, as soon as like there's some routes coming across, or as soon as these guys are breaking, he's already being flushed from the pocket, right? He's able to kind of create that opening, but a little late, errant throw. I just kind of wanted to tuck that away there. Now, if we're kind of also
look at your tackles on that play.
Oh, let me go back to that. Sorry.
Now, I think this is bad technique, in my opinion.
Actually,
because
this will be better to look at from the end zone view, which is what I'm going to go to next. That's what I was about to pull up, so we can watch that from this angle.
So your right tackle is in a 3-point stance on a passing set, and your left tackle is in a 2-point stance. Did you notice that? That's kind of weird.
Yep. Hold on. Let's see.
Why would that be?
Let's watch. Hold on. I'll watch this back.
Unless there's some type of rule with the tight end shading over the right tackle, but then he motions over and Gunner doesn't get down.
I think it's where it could be where they're positioned. I got to see it down the line. It could be where they're positioned, but the left side still gets blown up. That's number one that we're talking about.
Typically, you have a big drop step. That's the basketball term you would use, but it's that big step backwards where you're gaining ground and not letting them, or you're letting them come to you as opposed to going to them.
Yeah, taking that big drop. And here's the thing here with this is when he drops back, here's where he has Emmett Johnson in the hole right here, kind of stepping up and left. And again, this play is happening so fast. We can sit here armchair quarterback this all day. But again, right, that's just a small thing right there. I'm not criticizing him. That's just I want to point out opportunities where he can easily get better. And if he just steps up in the pocket, he has that throw coming across the middle, like he's in good shape. That's and I'm doing this to not criticize him. It's to show where the opportunities are right there in front of him to be fixed. So now I'm going to go to 3 wide right here. All right. So on this one, interesting here. Lindenmeyer. This is where Lindenmeyer kind of sneaks out on the route. It's an interesting play design that I'll show kind of from the other view, but you'll see the line. They kind of do this kind of look away trickery and watch like the lines delay. You see like the lines kind of delay getting off. Now Lindenmeyer is going to be right. If you can see my mouse right there,
35.
Lindenmeyer's right there. Right at the 35-yard line, pushing this guy. But I don't know if he's supposed to be on a route in this play because like he falls down, right? He gets up and he kind of looks over at Dylan. He's like, oh, and he runs out for the route. Dylan's able to look back across and find him. That's a heads-up play by Dylan right there. To look back across the field and be able to find him wide open right there. But Lindenmeyer, I'm like, is he supposed to go out there? Because he kind of hesitated for a second.
It's almost like he was trying to. Actually, I have no idea. I thought it was maybe going to be like a block, and then release.
But unless he maybe thought, like, since he was running the other direction, he didn't release. Like, I was thinking maybe it was a block and release, and now maybe he was going the other direction, didn't think he was going to be able to turn back and get him. But heads up on him, he starts getting down the field. I'm just curious to know if that was an actually route he was supposed to run or just a heads-up play by him. Because that's a big-time play if that's just a heads-up play for him to get up there. Also something to have in the repertoire. Huh?
That's rough to watch.
Also to have
just the opening series too.
And then here is from the other angle, but you kind of see the look away kind of thing that the line's going to do. So I want you to watch this right here, right? He kind of looks inside, and then out, right? And then he's like, like almost like he's where he's going to like trying to look away where he's going to block. And this side of the line, I don't know if this is kind of like a trying to lull them to sleep type of thing to let the play develop. But watch this right side of the line here. Same thing here. You see they kind of look.
I think
And
they
then
got the wrong
every
snap
single one of
count.
them goes outside. So you see them look in, and then they all look out. So the eyes weren't where they needed to be. So that was a confusing play when I was watching that one back. So I'm curious to see.
Yeah, Teddy started blocking when Dylan had caught the ball. He didn't move out of his stance until
Correct.
after Dylan caught.
Correct. Now we're going to move a little bit forward. Oh, yeah, no. Let me go to 4. Sorry, I skipped over 1 here. So we're going 4 end zone. Yeah, okay. So this is a misdirection play that I really like here.
They run these orbit motions all day. Never did anything with it.
Yeah, so I like the misdirection, but I'm going to show you the opportunities that this creates. I'm going to let the play run first, right? There's Mackay getting up the field, but I love the opportunities that this creates because I'll show it to you from this angle first. So you're going to see him come across. Mackay's in the backfield. He's going to settle down, bring it back around. He's going to fake the handoff to the outside left, hand it off to Mackay on the inside, and you see the blocking here setting up pretty well, right? You see the blocking setting up well. Now, these are the type of plays where you can counteract a pass rush that is getting around the edges like they were. Because watch this. You punish this defensive end right here for over pursuit, right? Because all you do is block him out of the play. Now watch Mackay. Boom, he hits that gap. He took himself out of the play because he over pursued trying to get that edge, right? So those are little plays right there. If we have more success running those plays, then we can keep those defensive ends from being able to pin their ears back, because then you get them in over pursuit like this, and you have a guy like Mackay be able to just hit the gap hard, cut up the field, and be able to get some yards out of it. And I mean, this is overall a good play, good vision for him to find this. Again, we'll watch the blocking because the blocking sets up pretty good here. You have this kind of
good
seal
job by
out.
Henry on that pull.
Yeah, you have this seal out right here, right? You have him coming across, and he just kind of blocks him out. You know, Mackay is quick enough to be able to get in there, and that is a strong man, so be able to run through that arm tackle. You get through 30 here, just hits the gap too fast, too hard. You have one blocker right here, so you're just trying to see who he's going to block and try to see if you can make a man miss, but he's going to get up and get a few extra yards. And Mackay he's always falling forward. That's one thing. So let's go ahead and we'll run this to the 5th play here, or the 005. It's the wide side. Now, here's the play that I sent you a picture of earlier, Brian. Now, what we're going to look at here, so I wanted you to initially watch the pocket on Dylan.
Clean pocket, stepped up for no reason is what I noticed right away.
Now, one thing here, let's let it go. I'm going to pause this.
Is that Mackay
Yep. Okay. Because you know what's coming. Right here. Look at Mackay. Right? You have this guy who's on this route, right? So Mackay, and this guy's already cheating in. This safety up top left is where I'm pointing. He's already kind of cheating in with his hips. So you potentially, if we can get rid of this here, you have kind of almost like a one-on-one out here. And with Mackay one-on-one. And I like our odds. Going out there, but he waits and he kind of sits and he reads this middle, right? Again, kind of the edges kind of collapse on him. He has an opportunity to potentially step up and left there, but kind of keeps his eyes up the middle of the field. Right?
It's almost like it's a predetermined read.
Because he has a man down here, tucks. I just think it's more so like when he doesn't create that space for himself, it puts him in a little bit of a panic situation because he's just surrounded by bodies. And I think just if he creates that extra half second of space for himself by just stepping up and through, and even if he steps up and throughs and tries to toss this out to him on the run, like just get the ball and get a better throw than trying to throw this really tight contested throw that's nearly an interception. So that play right there is one that I want to point out because, again, the pocket does, in a way, collapse on him a bit, but he doesn't create a lot of a lot of move for himself. So it's a pretty good pocket to start. Now they get blown back right here, and they get kind of blown. Now this is where I kind of understand, because these getting blown like right back into him. Like, I just think he's, again, a little thinking right now. I think this is the first drive of a big game. Maybe he's going out there and just trying to do a little too much. And trying to force something instead of just looking out. But I can get why he was thinking, especially early on in this game. But those little throws right there, those are the difference in a game like this. Those are the winning throws, and those show up a lot in this game. So let's see. There was something else. Oh yeah. So end zone. Let's see. I'm going to show you on the end zone side where kind of I wanted him to climb the pocket on that. So we'll go to 005, this end zone view here, which is the same play. Okay, so you see the receivers going out, and right there is a window for him to step up and through, because the line of scrimmage is up here, I think. So he has room to step up and be able to create right there. Right there, he can step up and through, and I think he's fine, right? But instead, he tries to throw a little off platform and make this tight window throw. Again, I just think he's trying to do a little too much, or maybe just has that pre-selected read and went to it. So let's go to 6 here. Let's go 006 wide. Hope this isn't too boring for y'all. All right, this one right here. I'm going to show this one. Let's see. This is a good throw because it's going to, again, I'm going to show you how to occupy this edge defender right here. And so this is what you do when you move the pocket and you run a route out there.
This is one of the clips where someone was like, oh, he didn't need to throw it sidearm here. And I'm like, actually, yeah, he did.
He did, because there was a defender sitting right here. So you have this edge defender right here. So you keep him honest right here. So he tries to just chip Lindenmeyer because he's going out his route. He knows he's not going to be able to kind of get out on him. So he's trying to knock his hips, trying to knock his base from under him so he can kind of recover or knock him off for this guy to be able to come down and cover. But this is actually a really good play by Dylan, because I want you to watch something. He's going to wait for this defender to come down before he kind of makes his throw. So he has, because you have this defender sitting here too. And he's going to make this defender make a decision, because you have a route coming across the 20 here and you have a route coming underneath. Okay, so that defender steps up. So what is he going to do? He's going to sidearm it, because his only hope now is to be able to get a hand on it. So he's going to put a little bit of a sidearm on it to make sure that he gets it around that defender, because look what that defender's doing. He's like kicking. He's trying to kick at it. So that's why he sidearmed it. And he makes a good throw. So, yeah, I don't know what they mean when they say he doesn't have to sidearm it. Maybe not, but you run a lesser risk of it getting blocked. So why wouldn't you, if you have the ability to do it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's just one of those where people are hating just to hate.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It's not like he's doing it out of want. It's more out of necessity, because there's a couple times where he needed to get the right arm slot to get that ball. The one I can think of is that pass to Ja'Cory at the end of the game, when he got laid out. You can't throw that one just your standard throwing motion because of how the pocket was and on the run.
Exactly. Sometimes it's better, even with your leverage point, to be able to kind of flick it sidearm. It's hard to get that shoulder over the top every time because you have to get your hip square. It's easier to throw sidearm off platform. It is.
Anyone who's played baseball will tell you that too.
Yeah, it's a much easier arm. It's much easier. I mean, I want you to try to run strong to one side and throw over the top, and tell me how your shoulder feels. These couple plays right here, I want to point it out, because this is the individual efforts that I'm talking about. This is where a big time defensive lineman can help you. And this is 95 right here. And I want you to, I'm going to point out 95 in the next couple plays here, because this individual effort saves a touchdown on this drive on two plays right here. So I want you to watch this. So motion across. Now watch 95. 95 is the 4th down where they do the little shovel to Lindenmeyer. Watch 95. Now we initially get the block off, but watch him. Sorry, hold on. No, I'm sorry. This is the play right before it. Sorry. So this is the inside zone. Yeah, this is the lead up to it. But again, watch him truck this play, because there's a reason I'm pulling this up. Watch him. Follows down, right, gets off that block, comes down and gets the play. Okay, watch the next play. 10 end zone right there. These are out of order. Now watch the next play. I want you to watch 95 again. Watch this little rip through. Right, just puts a swim on him. Lindenmeyer's coming right there. And guess who's there to pull him at his hips, pull him away as he extends that ball that keeps him just short of that first down, number 95. right? So number 95 in both those instances comes crashing down the line. That's not the last time I'm going to show you number 95 either. So let's go over to 12 real quick. So this is on the next drive, and we're going to go to 12 end zone. All right. So this one, again, 95. I want you to watch number 95. This is first down on the next play. 95 is right here, if you can see him, where my mouse is.
Left of the goalpost.
Yep.
Man,
watch. Bides his time, slips through. Right? It's little, like individual efforts like that Nebraska didn't get, that we know those are the players that we need. We know those are and that's why a lot of this is fixable. But you look at it, he just bides his time, right? His job is what Nash did last year. He's just trying to occupy people and try to fill up space or slip through if he can. But you'll see a lot of times we have to double him on passes and stuff like that. He made a huge impact in this game. But watch him initially, right? Guess who's got the leg drive right now? 95 does. And he's just running.
Oh, yeah.
Them. He's just running them, just waiting. He's waiting for Emmett to make a move and cuts right back. He's waiting there, is able to get him. Again, arm gets him around his waist, is able to bring him down. Good tackle as well. So 95 is a unsung hero of this game. All right, let's go.
I'd kill to have a tie or a Nash on this defensive line. Just one of them would make a huge difference.
It's exactly what they did last year. But this is what we're saying with just like this team's still close, and the doomsday preppers is just out of control. Now, this is another individual effort. Again, I'm just pointing. These are small little things. This is 3rd and 1. We got the first, okay? But little small things like this. I want you to watch the play right here from number 4. Okay? He gets blocked. But I just think about the impact of little things like this. You got a run that's going to break through that gap right there, and you got number 4 who's being blocked. But what does he does? He gets his arm out, gets it on the hip, and is able to knock him off balance enough to get him off his horse. Otherwise, there's a potential he could shoot through that, shoot those defenders, or make those defenders up there miss, bounce it outside, and he's running for a while. Individual efforts. Again, tackling, right? We talked about tackling. Missed tackle is being a big problem in this game. 14 wide. I promise I'm almost done, guys. Promise. 14 wide here. What reason I want to show this is because this is a play where we're trying to set up kind of the middle of the field. Want to try to get success going to the boundary, right? Boundary side. But look at their pursuit, right? They're attacking downhill. Again, this is kind of what we didn't do in the Cincinnati game and somewhat in this game, is attack enough downhill. But look at them. They're beating our blockers and taking any cutback lanes away.
Whoever that is on the far side. Where was it? They're right on the 25, top of the screen. They're blowing up that guy, trying to block him. I can't see who it is. Might have been Luke.
What are you talking about? Up here?
Took him for a ride. Yeah.
Oh,
he's the one that made him bounce it out a little bit farther.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, he took Luke for a ride. Or no, is that Heinrich?
Oh, that's Harburg.
Man,
Harburg.
That wasn't being blocked. That was driving your blocker into the runner.
Yeah, he basically just drove him right back into the spot. 15 wide here. Now this one, again, this is one of those plays here where I'm going to kind of give you a double-edged sword here for Dylan. Do you take the early throw or wait for the play to develop? Let's see here. Oh, sorry. It's on the next one. So that wide play was supposed to set up kind of these inside runs, and that's why these inside runs kind of got stopped early, because those outside runs weren't working. Now we come up to the throw here with 16 wide. All right, so again, double-edged sword here. Do we take the early throw out? And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, do you take that early throw out, right? Or do you let this kind of mesh concept develop?
I let that mesh the guy in the middle underneath, because then the running back's going to be a lead blocker.
Right. But this play right here impacts Dylan's PFF numbers extremely negatively, because it shows you have an open guy there, but you didn't take the throw. You missed the throw. Missed it. However, you're in a situation where you're trying to get a first down. Do you take that throw, or do you let that mesh develop because you got a guy coming wide open right there? But by the time it's open, the play's gone. You know what I'm saying? So again, there's one right there that doesn't paint the full picture of what Dylan's seeing and what his game is showing. I got two more plays here. See, 19 wide here. Okay, I'll let this one run. This is the interception. Now, this one right here, is this where he's saying Lindenmeyer was supposed to sit? Because if you look where the throw is, this throw's in line with both of these guys. There's no reason they should be crossing the same path like that. That's a recipe for an interception. So I think that might have been what he's talking about. Huh?
Honestly. I think it was protecting him a little bit, honestly. He
threw it because he threw it, but also at the same time, I'm wondering, he threw it, but is it because he saw Lindenmeyer going out and just tried to make the throw and thought it was there, Yeah. But because he hit him right at the turn though at the same time. So that's the question I'm asking. Is this the one? Because he said he was supposed to sit here. And I don't know if I necessarily, but at the same time, I don't understand the play concept and the play design of you have two lining up right here. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe he made the decision a little too early, but
yeah, I think if Dylan's reading man like it appears he is, that's the right throw. But it was a zone.
But did he watch the pocket? Did he have
in the middle?
Did he feel like he had time to make this throw if he waited? You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like he does. It looks like he does. He looks kind of calm in the pocket, right? So I do think, and those are big opportunities right there. Again, that's a huge turnover, huge momentum swing in that game. And then this is the last play here. So, and this is another one. So I'm gonna just throw this out there because this is 3rd and 8, right? And they're guarding the sticks here. They're guarding the sticks. This is another throw that's gonna be negative on him. But I want to show you something again. So we're 3rd and 8. Let's let this roll a little bit. All right, so the pocket going to collapse mightily here. Let me full screen this. The pocket's going to collapse mightily inward on here. Now, there's a route right here, okay? However, again, they're guarding the sticks, right? Here's your first down marker. Guarding the sticks. Boom, boom. They're lined up at him. So I think in some instances, I think Dylan really wants to get the first downs on those third downs and just needs to trust some of his playmakers. Maybe in this situation, just know your check downs there and just say, hey, like if this pocket collapses, I'm going to make an early look to my shortest route. If this is trending that direction and you're getting a lot of pressure and, make the earliest look to my shortest route real quick and then try to at least get a play going. Instead, we end up taking a sack there, right? Before these routes, even down the field, get a chance to really kind of develop. So,
yeah.
So that's kind of a general idea. What I want to show you, just wanted to kind of paint a picture of what we're looking at with what those numbers that people arbitrarily put up with, on their, cool graphics they make and stuff like that. And that don't tell the entire story. And then they end up making these quarterback rankings where we're trying to pull our hair out and figure out where the hell is Dylan Raiola on here. What it's like, oh, well, he looks like Mahomes and he got sacked a few times. And, PFF said he made terrible decisions. And that's not, again, are there better opportunities? Are there better plays to be made? Yeah. But did he make excellent plays in this? The check on the touchdown, that doesn't go in there. I'm echoing a little bit. Keep back on. Come back in. Sorry. But yeah, like the check for the touchdown, to Jacory right there. Like that's a play that doesn't get extra benefit. That's a play that doesn't count extra for him. And that's kind of what Matt Rule was trying to say. And I think Ray's taking a run with it a little bit. But what are your thoughts
about the national media just losing their shit over Dylan being Dylan? I guess I don't know. Who's the guy on Barstool that's the Wisconsin fan?
Shoot, I don't even know.
Older middle-aged white guy with a beard, I think. But he's always, I see him on my For You page all the time, talking about Dylan and Mahomes. And then yesterday he's like, oh, Coach Rule's saying that, we keep bringing it up. And he's like, you keep bringing it up. And I'm like, dude, you bring it
did
up
y'all
every week.
Did anybody watch that game? Dude, that's all they talked about.
Yeah.
All they talked about. Like they talked about,
I know the comparisons of Mahomes, but you really have to look at it like this is a play like Mahomes. And like it's the media that does it more often than not. Granted, I'll go on the record and say like the finger thing that he does that Mahomes does is annoying. Quit doing it. The pregame ritual that Mahomes does, that Dylan does, that's a Mahomes thing. Quit doing it. But
I do. But the thing is,
like the haircut, I could care less about. The sunglasses, I could care less about.
I feel like the finger thing and all that is like just at that point, I feel like he's just like playing into it.
Trolling.
Yeah. Daylight Savings is November 2nd. So
perfect.
Go Big Red. Let's go. What's up, Jake? The Ari saga is hilarious. So speaking of, I got that tweet here. Let me pull up their
is that him and Mitch Sherman going back and forth today?
Let me pull up their little clip from their show today. And this is what Ari had to say here. Let me get that one out of there. Let me pull this one up. Screen. All right. Here's what Ari Wasserman has to say. This guy just looks like a never mind.
Freaking idiot.
Looks like a douche. He just looks like a douche, man. I'm telling you. Just look at the guy. Never mind. I'm gonna stop.
And I want to talk about how well Dylan Raiola has played. But I want to also back up.
Can you hear that?
You in your wonderful Switzerland being aren't in the throes of the death of hell with Nebraska Twitter right now. And I want to explain something.
But I'm not even trying to be Switzerland here. Like, if I thought he stunk, I'd tell you I think he stinks.
He stinks either, but I'm saying you're Switzerland in the sense that you're not a part of what. I don't know that you're seeing what I'm seeing. So
I just think he's a convenient lightning rod for people who aren't really watching the game to criticize and say, "Oh, that's the problem right there." He's not the problem. He's not.
As a result of the clip that you just saw and played from Matt Rule, there has become or been this groundswell of Nebraska fans online, and maybe they don't represent most of them or many of them, but they are very loud online, that have convinced themselves that the entire national media has gotten to a place where they refuse to compliment Dylan Raiola and that they are obsessed with the cosplay thing. Okay, and we have acknowledged it on this show. I don't think that either of us have ever criticized him for it.
I don't think that either of us have ever criticized him for it. And my friend here, Jim in Minnesota, from Ari Wasserman, the thing that I think is a problem is that Raiola looks like Patrick Mahomes. He acts like Mahomes. He does the cosplay thing. It has the same number. I'm on high alert for Raiola not getting that much better than last year. Oh, by the way, I did say I'm going to cite famous Twitter user Jim in Minnesota since they did that on a different show. It's pretty funny. So, but yeah, so Ari Wasserman is full of a baloney. Shit. Yeah, he's full of shit, basically. Yeah. So now he's trying to find some kind of way out of this, but
even like the way he worded that, like the cosplay thing, like, oh, I've never criticized him in his cosplay. That alone is degrading. Keep in mind, the kid's 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like he's a legal adult, but he's a 19, 20-year-old college kid. Like
they're trying to take the high road. Oh, we're just criticizing the football when you're not. Your show's on the internet, bro. We know what you said. So yeah, the Ari Wasserman stuff is hilarious. Did he get into it? With
Mitch Sherman was on DB's show this morning talking about someone else's comments, and then that person found the clip and then started going back and forth with DB and Mitch Sherman on Twitter today. And I'm reading it, and DB, like once DB gets in the chat, usually like you're about to get owned.
Yep. Great day, fellas. What's going on, Rashawn? Appreciate you hopping in here, man. Interested how the bye week helps preparation for Sparty. I think there's a lot of good to come from this film. And that was one of the things in the early part of the season. I said, I'm glad we have a bye week after this Michigan game because I thought there was going to be a lot of valuable film that we're going to be able to take into Big Ten play. So I do like the early bye week in this situation. I think it's going to be really, really good. O-line tackles specifically are being pushed around by linebackers. D linemen were thrown around by running backs. Neither are good. Mike.
What day is it, Mike?
Mike. I mean, I get it. The line wasn't good, but I feel like sometimes like maybe the words that are said are a little bit of exaggeration because you're being a little aggressively wrong there. So
I think the interior offensive line was fine.
Yeah,
for the most part. Our tackles though are not good.
Pitt Snipe. That's Rashawn. That's how he always greets us, man. Great day. Great day. Because it is a great day, man. Every day above ground's a great day. Boneled, I just got scared by Boneled's profile picture. Look at it on this little I don't know what that is, but I'm not clicking on any of Boneled's comments because I have no idea what that is, and I don't want to find out. As fast as he was getting hit, did he have time? Exactly, Mike. That's part of the problem. Some of those plays, I feel like, yes, but not much. And watching from the film again, I have time to sit here and watch the play from an aerial view and say, Dylan, you should have done this. Yeah, Dylan doesn't have that luxury. Dylan by far was the best QB. I have to agree. Dylan did a lot, man, of good in that game. His
time to throw was 2.34 seconds, and then when under pressure, it was 3.55 seconds.
Yep.
So, ironically, he had more time to throw when under pressure, but it's because he was running for his life. That's why the time to throw for me is kind of convoluted in a sense.
There's because, I mean, you can hold the ball for an extra 2 seconds because you're just trying to slip out of some ankle tackles. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there are some, I think overall it paints a big picture of your career, but I think in a microcosm of a game by game basis, it can be skewed because it can be so affected by one play. You know, that time to, if you take a 10-second drop back, right, that increases your, on an under pressure, if you take 10 seconds back there, it's going to increase your time to throw by a lot just in that microcosm for sure.
The Hail Mary was 7 seconds in the pocket or running around.
Yep. With Gundy out, do we go after any of their players or commits? We'll see. I'm not trying to predict because I just think at the end of the day, that's, you know, catch fish in a barrel. I think a lot of teams are going to go after their players. So I think if Matt Rule sees an opportunity there on their lines, I think he might. Yeah,
there might be a backup offensive tackle there that could be a backup offensive tackle here.
It's definitely going to look, but that's not a good team. So he held up as well, better than Penix. Tanisha says smash. Y'all talked a lot of trash, overconfident from the media. B, what are you talking about?
Nebraska to lose.
Brian picked Nebraska to lose, and I picked us 28-24, and I was worried about this game. I have no idea. There's a reason I haven't seen Doug B in the chat. Goofball. What is it? Look at that hat, bro. Cosplay. It's like Dylan's a furry a-hole idiot. What's a furry? Dylan's a furry?
Don't Google it.
What's a furry?
Just don't Google it.
Are you sure? Oh man, dude, I hate when people do this to me. Now I want to Google it. I'm not.
It's like, in simplistic terms, if I was a grown man thinking I was a dog.
Animal? Oh, so like
and I need to be greeted as such.
They act like animals, like in their day to day, or just like it's a thing they do.
Yeah. I think it's their day to day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was like they go to an event and they play. I was like, that's weird, but like I expect that level of weirdness. I didn't know people do this. Like there was that cat lady who got whiskers put in her face like a long time ago.
Would be
now you got people who just going around walking on all fours. Okay. Well,
it's a little weird.
I stay inside a lot. You can tell. I was at the game. I watched it all unfold. Mike, that doesn't mean you're not watching, being able to rewind, fast forward. Like you're watching the play result. You know, that's the thing. I can't capture anything when I'm live at the game watching because I can't see anything about what's happening with the play. I feel like I get a worse view when I'm in the stadium, especially when I'm in that lower section because I can't get a really good view of much of anything. The North remembers. I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Glad he's having a great day. Then it just made me curious. He's always having a great day. He had time then. Purple lady with the green hair. Okay. Honestly, biggest turning point was fielding a punt at the 3-yard line. Big momentum swing there. I don't think that was the biggest turning point. Don't think that was the biggest turning point.
It just didn't set you up for success.
Had to pop back out for a second. What I miss, just some film, and I think we need to get the ball to Mekhi more. I'm just going to say that. Secondary clamped, no respect, bet. I didn't even mention your
300 yards rushing.
Wow, did I not give their defense credit? Did I not point out their individual contributors? Crazy. Did I not point out number 4, the defensive back, coming down and making an individual play? I think B. Dugby is just a dumbass. I guess we're all supposed to walk around pouting and crying that we'll never win any games ever again because talking trash. It's a bullshit narrative drop. That's why, Twitter's not a real place. That's why I don't invest any of my emotion into Twitter. When people troll me on Twitter, I have fun with it sometimes, but more often than not, if you just don't take Twitter seriously, that's all I'm going to say, because then you'll drive yourself up a wall. I learned that very early. I didn't have a Twitter till August of 2023, so I had to learn that very in the last couple of years. So I only got a Twitter because of this channel. Also watched Dylan get drugged down by his face mask 4 different times. I saw some face masks in there. Well, a couple of them weren't. Couple of them weren't, but a couple of them were. Yeah. Y'all was lucky I had it 49-16. Well, that sounds like you're a dumbass to me. It sounds like you're the one who was wrong, you fucking you retard. My apologies, Pit Snipe. Yes, sir. It's always a great day. Always a great day. I'm glad, brother, you got an inside track, so it made me curious. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of the schedule for the rest of the way. And I'm curious to see if anything has changed for you. So I'm going to pull it up here, and we're going to run through it real quick. And unfortunately, the first one I pulled up was ESPN. I don't like them. Whoops.
I'm trying to find Boneled's comment on my phone to see the picture, just to see what it is. And
to see if we can pull his stuff up.
I can't find any comments of his on my phone, but I can see them on the computer.
Maybe he got wiped. I don't know.
I don't know.
Boneled, if you're with us, change your picture, bro, please. See. All right. So coming off Michigan State. Michigan State's a very physical team. I will say that. Michigan State's a very physical team, but talent-wise, Nebraska should be the favorite going into that game. That's for sure. But Michigan State again.
Give me Nebraska by 15.
I mean, they're not 3-1 this year, but USC. They kind of
USC's looking a little suspect lately.
Close the defense a little bit. I don't know. USC's. I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on USC. I just feel like that game against them with us is a toss-up. I just don't know what to expect from USC in that game. I think they're a very talented team. That's the problem. I think USC is a very talented team.
Their offense is going to put up a lot of points.
So Michigan State's going to have to play up in that game, in my opinion. Maryland got a really, and I told y'all early this season, I said Maryland's going to have an explosive offense this year. They were explosive when they had Tagovailoa back in the day, Talia, and then now they got what's his name, Mendoza. That's just catching lightning in a bottle. Freshman just going out there lighting it up. But again, it's
going to be a lot tougher than we thought.
It's going to be a lot.
I mean, I heard this as like a swing game because of it being at Maryland, different time zone, and then you got the short week the next week. So, but Maryland's looking surprisingly good. But Maryland also usually will start off hot and then crash.
Here's where I'm at. Michigan State is a little bit more difficult in my eyes. Maryland's a little bit more difficult in my eyes. Minnesota's easier in my eyes.
Yeah.
Minnesota's still a tough game, though. At Minnesota, that is a very difficult place to play. But in terms of I don't trust their quarterback. Their quarterback's not very good. He's not mobile, so he's not going to give us problems with his leg. Mobile quarterback's going to have problems. So these 2 games right here, these could be traps.
I think this 4-game stretch defines the year.
5. Well, USC, it doesn't kill you. Yeah. So yeah, this 4-game stretch.
Because you need to, I think, worst case scenario, you're coming out of this 4-game stretch 3-1.
Yeah. I think the next 2 games, I think you have to win the next 2. You have to.
Yeah,
because those become sneaky games. But those are the games that we have to win. We can't just be like, okay, now a team's sneaky. We all of a sudden aren't as big of favorites as we thought, and then we blow that game. We got to win those games. We still got to handle business in the games that we're probably going to be favored in. Maryland might be. I don't know. It's going to be weird to see how they do that. But Northwestern, of course, that game's about the same. I feel good about that one. USC,
that should be an easy dub.
Still 50-50 with the USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa. So, yeah, Michigan and Michigan State, Maryland. I really, really am happy that we have because we have 2 potential mobile quarterbacks, and we have a bye week coming off of that. So I love the way our bye week fell this year.
Yeah.
So that kind of worked out.
2 athletic QBs. We've played. We've got tape on. We can now adjust.
Yep.
For the next 2 games.
Yep.
Which I think
9-3 is still my prediction.
Yeah, I would say I'm still 8-4, 9-3, but yeah. I think Underwood and Sorsby are definitely better than Sorsby. I'm sorry, Childs and Maryland quarterback.
Yep. McCoy continue just being around great people. Once he realizes the world isn't always against him, you have a great running back. Sometimes, depending on, I think we all get in that mode sometimes where we feel like the world's against us. We just got to trust the people around us. But like you said, once he gets in that right mindset, he's got the right people around him to make that happen. So, we're talking about sign stealings now. Need to mature in the headspace for Sean. He'll get there. Exactly. He's young. He's learning that at a young age. I learned that in adulthood, like adulthood, that the world is against me. Still trying to learn that. Go somewhere else. Just let him just run up my engagements. Just let him drop comments. Ignore him so he can run the engagements up. Yeah, we all had to go through our own BS growing up. He was supposed to come out of school until right now. Honestly, so he's adjusting. Yeah, 100%. Life experiences, man, they do that. But it's a protection mechanism, man. It's if experiences happen, your brain and your body try to protect you. So how do you think the young guys like Grant Bricks and Preston Tumo will do next year? One thing I say, when he does get over it and he realizes the people that are around him don't hurt him, that's going to be great for him going forward. That's going to be such a big confidence boost, because then he'll regain that trust for people and feel like they have his best interests at heart. Because when you get in that lone soldier, like it's me against the world mentality, you feel good when you're in that headspace. It almost feels like a high. I can tell you, because I've been there numerous times, because I got PTSD and all that. It almost feels like you should be in that place because you feel safe, but it comes from a place of fear, but it's a protection mechanism. So once you step outside that box, you realize how much opportunity is out there for you, and you realize just how many people are out there that really you can lean on, and that's where you really find that support, and that's where you really find family, and that's where you find the right people. So, Tony Alford apologized again. He asked him if he's happy. All right, some of us are slower than others. He told him he's having the time of his life. There's no place like Nebraska. I love that. Makai's nice. All in, man. I love it. Rashawn, I appreciate you always stopping in, man, being part of the show. So we'll get you back on too very, very soon, so we can kind of break down some of the stuff with you as well, kind of talk through some of the film with you as well. So Brian, do you got anything updating wise on, you posted a video earlier today?
Yeah, I kind of went in on the offensive tackles a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. You were allowed to. They deserve criticism. But do you want to give an idea of what that video is about so they can go check it out?
So we kind of did some revisionist history, but just
Tony Alford. If you're talking about Tony Alford, he's the running backs coach that I believe was at Ohio State, went to Michigan. Yeah. So, and I think he was the one recruiting Makai over to Michigan.
Yep, he was.
So what were we saying? Sorry.
We kind of broke down just some of the recruiting issues and some of the developmental issues on the offensive line, in particular offensive tackle. But, talking about, we tried to get these top shelf tackles for the last 3 years, and we keep whiffing the Brandon Bakers, the Jackson Cantwells of the world. We've done it for 3 years in a row. We missed out again this year, but we actually had a decent backup option. But a lot of the talent we're recruiting in this class and last classes are very much developmental players, which is a concern because we haven't seen the developmental side of the existing roster. And then we talked a little bit about who their top tackle prospects are in the class of 2027, where Nebraska's at currently with their recruitment. And then we went into the PFF scores, the pressures. It was like, 36 pressures on 49 dropbacks. It was 7 sacks. Your 2 tackles had 14 hurries given up between the 2 of them. And kind of just how, for me, like the pipeline and what that history of that word or that group means is not what it is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Where, you had Aaron Grahams, you had, Will Shields, you had this group of guys in the 90s that were all high level, all conference NFL players.
Yeah.
And Nebraska just doesn't have that same talent now. And until we do, we can't expect, we can't expect, but I don't think without that type of talent, we can get to where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Personally.
No. Yep. I agree. So if y'all want to get a chance to check that out, it is on the channel. Y'all go check that out. He breaks it out in good detail. That'll be available for you. And then we have our call-in show per usual. It's going to be Friday night at 7. November was daylight saving. So it's still going to be at the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Arizona time. So whatever time zone that translates to you, wherever you're at, just figure it out. Tune in, damn it. If I figure it out, you can figure it out. All right, Brian, anything else before we go ahead and conclude the show?
We're going to win the bye week.
We're going to win the bye week. Yes.
We are.
Coming out with the dub. We're gonna attack the film aggressively. We're going to crack some pads, and we're going to come out against Michigan State. We're going to out physical, and I think Emmett Johnson said it best. His team's going to play pissed off. I think sometimes we underestimate that this is a different locker room culture. It's a different identity. This is a different group of individuals. It's a different team. It's a different mindset. So give them that opportunity to prove themselves. Right? Give them that opportunity to go into this bye week, make those changes. Right? Remember how we felt a few weeks into last season versus the end of last season? Right? Okay. We come off a 3-point loss to Michigan, and we turn the rest of the season around. We're feeling good, right? So stop looking at everything in a microcosm in a vacuum. There are things to be fixed. Maybe I can see that a little bit better because I'm watching the film, but hopefully I can instill that a little bit in DL today, that there are things that can be fixed, and they can be fixed quickly across the course of the season. So it's looking good. I still like my 9-win prediction.
Remember when we played Michigan Rule's first year in Lincoln?
Yes.
And they got down like 10 to nothing. I think it was actually they got down 10-0 that game.
14. I think it was
14.
I think it was 2 touchdowns, and I immediately turned to my wife and apologized for bringing her to that game because I sat down for longer than I've ever sat down for any game from the start. The life was just sucked out of that stadium. Yep. I mean, as soon as we got down 2 touchdowns, I knew the game was over because we had to play perfect that game to win that game. And I was like, sorry for bringing you to this one. I'll show you an experience next year. And I took her to the Colorado game.
Yeah, that was a game they quit after getting down 2 scores early.
Yep.
This year, similar group of players on both sides of the ball, on both teams too. Got down 2 scores early. They fought back. They had a chance at the end. If Carter Nelson takes 2 steps to his right, he recovers that onside kick. That's how close Nebraska was having a chance to tie it.
Greatly executed onside kick. That was a really good attempt at that for sure. So Rashawn still likes him for 10 wins. I can see that. Michigan, you got the Michigan.
He probably knows more about the inner workings than I do.
Oh, both of us, 100%. So, all right, man. Well, that'll do it for us here. Again, tune in Friday. We're going to have our call-in show per usual. Thanks for your patience. Sorry for the technical difficulties yesterday, but we will be here Friday with y'all. So y'all be sure to call in and let your thoughts be known. B. Dugby, if you want to call in and actually debate and spar with a war of words, I'm sure you would never step up to me in that regard because you're too much of a bitch. But we'll just leave it at that. We'll let you type away and be a keyboard warrior. But Brian, anything else before we go ahead and wrap up here?
No, I'm good. I just had a funny joke in my head that I can't say on YouTube. So
we'll wait. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. Solid hands on Michigan recovery. Somebody took a good whack at it. Did they hit it? I don't even know if they hit it.
That was Carter that took a whack at it because he was out of position.
Yeah, he was just barely out of position. But all right. Again, that'll do us for here. We will see y'all in the next video. Peace.